Adobe Acrobat is a family of application software and web services developed by Adobe Systems to view, create, manipulate, print and manage files in portable document format. The family comprises Reader, Acrobat and Acrobat.com. The freeware Adobe Reader, available for several desktop and mobile platforms, can view, print and annotate PDF files. The commercial proprietary Acrobat, available for Windows and OS X only, can also create, edit, convert, digitally sign, encrypt, export and publish PDF files. Acrobat.com complements the family with a variety of enterprise content management and file hosting services. History: since the early 1990s, the Acrobat product has had several competitors, some of which used their own document formats, such as AnyView from Binar Graphics Company, Common Ground from No Hand Software Company, Envoy from WordPerfect Corporation, Folio from Next Page Company, Replica from Forolin Computing Company, WorldView from Interleaf Company, DJView from AT&T Laboratories. DJView Project Verilmac Kaminova. By the late 1990s, PDF had become the de facto standard. This has resulted in the development of both free and commercial programs that create or manipulate PDF. Adobe also allows Acrobat plugins to be developed by third parties, which can add extra functions to the Acrobat program. Product names: Adobe has changed the names of the products of the Acrobat set regularly, also dividing, merging, or discontinuing products. Initially, the name Acrobat was used as the parent name of a set of products which included Acrobat Reader, Acrobat Exchange and Acrobat Distiller. Over time Acrobat Reader became Reader, and the name Acrobat Exchange was simplified to Acrobat. Between version 3 and 5, standard and professional versions were one product known simply as Acrobat. As of March 2013, the current main members of the Acrobat family are: desktop applications, Reader 11, Acrobat 11 Standard, Acrobat 11 Pro, mobile applications, Reader for Android, Reader for iOS, Reader for Windows Phone 8, Reader Touch. Acrobat.com, create PDF, export PDF, EchoSign, Form Central, personal storage, SendNow, workspaces. Unlike most other Adobe products, such as members of Adobe Creative Suite family, the Acrobat products do not have icons that display two letters on a colored rectangular shape. Acrobat, version 1.0. Acrobat 1.0 was released originally on June 15, 1993 for Macintosh computers. It was released later for the operating systems DOS and Windows 3.1. This was not available as single copies and was not initially free, with Acrobat Reader priced originally at $50 per user. After a while, the Internal Revenue Service of the United States purchased a right to distribute the program Reader 1.0, effectively making it seem free to those who obtained it that way. Adobe Acrobat 1.0 included support for PDF version 1.0, Acrobat Exchange 1.0, Acrobat Distiller 1.0, a software application that creates a PDF file from a PostScript source, version 2.0. Acrobat 2.0 was first released during September 1994 for the operating systems Windows and Macintosh. It included support for PDF version 1.1, Acrobat Exchange 2.0, Acrobat Catalog, which creates searchable indexes for PDF files. Acrobat Professional 2.0 was also released, which included Acrobat Exchange plus the program Distiller. Adobe also released the first Acrobat Plugins SDK, allowing third-party developers to create plugin programs for the Acrobat Exchange application. Version 3.0, Acrobat 3.0 was released during November 1996. It was the first release usable with Windows 95, and the last to be usable with Windows 3.1. It was also the first version to display PDF files inside web browsers, and the first to have form-filling functions. Later, an update to version 3.02 introduced extended forms capabilities and JavaScript. Adobe Acrobat 3.0 included support for PDF version 1.2, a free reader that allows searching, Acrobat Catalog A Distiller Printer Driver, version 4.0. Acrobat 4.0 was released during April 1999. It included support for PDF version 1.3, support for public key infrastructure and digital signatures, Distiller Server 4.0, and Acrobat Business Tools 4.0 were also released at this time. Distiller Server was a version of Distiller for Windows, Linux and Solaris that is licensed to multiple users. Acrobat Business Tools was a limited version of Acrobat. Version 5.0, Acrobat 5.0 was released in May 2001. It included support for PDF version 1.4 and was the last version to be usable with Windows 95. Acrobat 5.0.5 was the first to be able to operate native in Mac OS X, but also operated in Mac OS 9. This version did not include PDF Writer with the Macintosh release. Acrobat Reader 5.1, the subsequent version of Acrobat Reader usable with the Adobe Livecycle Reader extensions for forms saving. Adobe also released Distiller Server 5.0 and Acrobat Approval 5.0, a limited version of Acrobat mainly sold to people who wanted to digitally sign PDF files or save fill-in forms. Version 6.0, Acrobat 6.0 was released during July 2003. This version introduced significant changes to the set of Adobe Acrobat. Adobe Acrobat Standard 6.0 was released. It is a limited version of Acrobat Professional that includes Distiller but lacks Adobe Catalog, form design features and pre-press support. Adobe Acrobat Element 6.0 was introduced. It enabled PDF creation but was intended for the corporate market and was only volume licensed for a minimum of 1,000 licenses. It was available for Microsoft Windows only. Acrobat Elements Server 6.0, a server software version of Acrobat Elements, was introduced. Adobe Acrobat Reader was renamed Adobe Reader. Distiller Printer Driver was renamed Adobe PDF. PDF Writer, a printer driver used to create PDF files, was discontinued in favor of the Adobe PDF printer driver to Distiller. A new version of Adobe Catalog was included, which was not compatible with earlier products for searching. Support for many operating systems was ended. Mac OS 9 was no longer compatible. No version of Adobe Acrobat for Linux or Unix was released. Adobe Acrobat Standard was not compatible with Windows 95 and Windows 98, although it was usable with Windows 98 SE. Adobe Acrobat Professional ceased to be compatible with Windows 95, Windows 98 and Windows ME. This version included support for PDF version 1.5, support for PKI via Microsoft Crypto API, support for Reader enabling, allowing Adobe Reader to save, sign or annotate PDF files if the PDF file allowed. Version 6 was criticized for its performance. Adobe Acrobat 6 is slow to load and use. The Acrobat 6 plugins for web browsers were also criticized for suffering from bad performance and potentially rendering one's web browser non-responsive. Version 7.0, Adobe Acrobat 7.0 was released during January 2005. It was the first version to include a mandatory product activation. It included support for PDF version 1.6, support for Adobe Policy Server Rights Management, support for embedded 3D object information from the U3D Universal 3D format. The Adobe Acrobat 7 set experienced multiple changes. Adobe Acrobat 7 Professional for Windows now included Adobe Livecycle Designer 7.0. Adobe Elements 7.0 was also released, which was still only sold by volume licensing outlets but decreased the minimum licenses limit to 100 licenses. Finally, another edition of Adobe Acrobat, Acrobat 3D, was added to the set. Adobe Acrobat 3D included all of the functionality of Acrobat Professional 7.0 as well as updated assistance for embedded 3D computer graphics, tools for capturing 3D content from OpenGL applications, and the Adobe Acrobat 3D Toolkit for converting CAD documents to PDF objects. Also included is a version of the Capture tool for installation on Unix systems. Acrobat 7 ended support for Windows 98 Second Edition and Windows ME. However, Adobe released editions of Adobe Reader for Linux, Solaris, HP UX and IBM AIX. Version 8.0. Adobe Acrobat 8.0 was released during November 2006. It included support for PDF version 1.7, Acrobat 8 Elements, which was withdrawn before its expected release during mid-2007, Acrobat Connect, a support application with online personal meeting rooms to collaborate in real time with as many as 15 participants. A later update 8.1 on June 2007 was released in order to be compatible with Microsoft Office 2007, Windows Vista, and 64-bit Windows operating systems. Also during September 2007, Adobe Reader 8.1.1 released for Linux and Solaris users. The Adobe Acrobat 8 set had a few changes. Acrobat 3D was now able to produce embedded PRC file format, a very compressed format for geometry and graphics which requires Reader 8.1 to display. It also supported product manufacturing information and many different CAD formats. Acrobat Connect Professional was also added to the set. It allowed scalable interactive web conferencing and multiple personal meeting rooms for everyone part of an enterprise. The Mac OS X version of Adobe Acrobat Pro was improved significantly. Adobe Acrobat for Macintosh was made a universal binary that operated on both PPC and Intel architectures. 8X product support ended in November 2011. Version 9.0. Adobe Acrobat 9.0 was released June 2, 2008. Support for version 9 ended June 26, 2013, with the last available update being 9.5.5. This version included support for PDF version 1.7, support for Adobe extensions for PDF 1.7, the ability to create Acrobat forms was an Acrobat standard, which was previously only available with Acrobat Professional 6, 7 and 8, support for real-time collaboration on PDF files with synchronized document views and chat, improved web capture for copying entire web pages or just some parts into PDF. Integration with Acrobat.com to enable storage and sharing of PDF files, support for comparing and highlighting the differences between two versions of a PDF document, support for playback of Flash video or H.264 video in Adobe Acrobat and Adobe Reader, support for conversion of a variety of video formats to Flash video for playback inside PDF. Support for creating PDF maps by importing geospatial files that retain metadata and coordinates, support for optical character recognition on PDF files using ClearScan. Adobe ClearScan technology creates and embeds custom Type 1 CID fonts to match the visual appearance of a scanned document after optical character recognition. ClearScan uses these newly created custom fonts instead of system fonts or Type 1. The Adobe Acrobat 9 set includes a new program, Adobe Acrobat 9 Pro Extended for Microsoft Windows. This product includes Adobe Presenter as well as the features of Acrobat 3D. Adobe Reader 9 ends compatibility with Adobe Reader extensions 5 and 6 which permit Adobe Reader client software to save changes to filled-in forms in PDFs. Adobe Reader extensions 6.1 and newer are still usable. Legacy PDFs will still be viewable, however they will open with a warning this document enables reader capabilities that are no longer enabled in this Reader version. The Adobe Acrobat 9 set also omitted the multiple document interface. Previous versions of Adobe Acrobat activated multiple PDF files in the same window. Acrobat 9 however, only uses the single document interface scheme, wherein each PDF file is activated in an instance of Adobe Acrobat. Version 10.0, Adobe Acrobat X was released on November 15, 2010. This version is supported by Adobe until November 15, 2015. It included sandboxing protection for Windows XP, Windows Vista and Windows 7. Compatibility was ended for Windows 2000 and PowerPC-based Apple Macintosh computers. Adobe Reader X is available for Windows, Mac OS, Android, and iOS. Compatibility with Linux is not planned. Version 11.0, Adobe Acrobat 11 was announced on October 1, 2012. This version is supported by Adobe until October 15, 2017. The graphical user interface for desktop systems is carried over from version 10. Some new features include a completely redesigned PDF editing experience, exporting PDF files to Microsoft PowerPoint, touch-friendly capabilities for mobile devices, and integrated cloud services. Life-cycle Designer is no longer bundled. Acrobat 11 was released to the market on October 15, 2012. Adobe Acrobat 11 is available for Windows XP or later and Mac OS X Snow Leopard or later. Reader Touch 1.0. Originally called Adobe Reader for Windows tablets, was released on the Microsoft Windows Store on the second week of December 2012. Based on the Adobe Reader mobile engine found in the iOS, Android, BlackBerry and Windows Phone versions, is the first application written by Adobe Systems for the Windows 8/RT Metro-style interface. The current versions offers only basic PDF reading features. Subsequent patches will bring more complex features to catch up with the more feature-complete iOS and Android versions. Adobe Reader for Windows Tablet supports both ARM and Intel x86/x86-64 architectures and can be used both via touching the more classic keyboard plus mouse combination. The main features are, Windows 8 native app and UI, semantic zoom to jump between pages, bookmarks and search feature, opening password-protected PDF, select and copy text. On February 1, 2013, Adobe Reader for Windows Tablet has been officially renamed to Adobe Reader Touch to tell hybrid desktop Windows 8 users which version of Adobe Reader may have. Name change apart, the changes include, easier document navigation with mouse and keyboard, view sticky notes. 1.1, version 1.1 was released on April 11, 2013. The changes include, printing, keyboard shortcuts for find, open, print and close. 1.2, version 1.2 was released on June 27, 2013. This update adds, go to page for quicker navigation, notes to your document, highlight, strike out and underline with selection and markup tool to text, view notes attached to text markup, save and save as functionality. 1.3, fill and save PDF forms, change color of highlight, underline and strikeout text markups. Reader for Android 10.0. The first Android edition of Adobe Reader X was released to the Android market on November 18, 2010. Main features include, text search, password-protected documents, quick jump between pages and documents, sharing a document, fit-to-screen viewing mode, PDF portfolios, performance and security enhancements. 10.1. Version 10.1 was released on October 9, 2011 with added support for Android tablets. The new features include, tablet-friendly UI, navigation using bookmarks, text selection copy, view comments, faster document open time and flips, smoother pinch zoom experience, visibly less white as you navigate the document, intermediate rendering feedback for complex documents, support for viewing PDFs protected with Adobe Lifecycle Rights Management, higher quality image rendering. 10.5, version 10.5 was released on the Google Play Store 6 March 2013. This major update brings many new features and improvements to Reader for Android, go to page, night mode, smart zoom, screen brightness lock, undo and freehand annotation, sync last position on acrobat.com, form central PDF validation, Google Cloud Print, back after clicking an internal link or bookmark. 10.6, store acrobat.com in private data area for improved security, open HTTP links to PDF documents, view notes attached to text markups. 11.1, ability to purchase Adobe PDF Pack and Adobe Export PDF services directly from Adobe Reader, conversion of documents and images in PDF with Adobe PDF Pack, export PDF file in Word or Excel format with Adobe Export PDF, new and improved search experience, online help, new and improved UI with multi-window support. 11.2, support for user-added bookmarks, read out loud and UI navigation with accessibility mode. telephone hyperlinks for automatic dialing from within PDF, enhanced UI and document view, two-page viewing mode for tablets, Reader for iOS, 10.1. On October 9, 2011, Adobe Systems Incorporated released a port of Adobe Reader X for the Apple iOS devices, featuring an optimized UI for both the iPhone, iPod Touch and the iPad. The iOS port was at feature parity with the Android version 10.1. The main features are text search, password-protected documents, sharing documents with the Open with Command, tablet-friendly UI, navigation using bookmarks, text selection copy, print via AirPrint framework, few comments, faster document open time and flips, smoother pinch zoom experience, visibly less white as you navigate the document, intermediate rendering feedback for complex documents, support for viewing PDFs protected with Adobe Lifecycle Rights Management, higher quality image rendering, security and stability improvements. 10.5, version 10.5 was released on the Apple Store the 9th March 2013. This major update brings many new features and improvements to Reader for iOS, Go to Page, Night Mode, Smart Zoom, Screen Brightness Lock, Undo. In freehand annotation, sync last position on Acrobat.com, Form Central PDF validation, VoiceOver support for accessibility, Bluetooth keyboard support for form field navigation. 10.6, enhanced integration with Acrobat.com, options to flatten when sharing files, view notes attached to text markup, updated iPhone UI, delete and rename files in Acrobat.com. 11. Ability to buy Adobe Create PDF service using an app purchase, convert an image to PDF using Adobe unregistered trademark Create PDF service, create PDF files from a variety of file formats using Create PDF service, ability to buy Adobe Export PDF service using in-app purchase, export PDF files to various formats for editing using Export PDF service. 11.2, updated UI to be iOS 7 native, updated recent documents UI, improved file management, integrated help, improved accuracy of text selection, added monthly option for PDF pack subscription, upgraded navigation, fixed crashes, internationalization and localization, language availability. Adobe Acrobat is available in the following languages: Arabic, Chinese Simplified, Chinese Traditional, Czech, Danish, Dutch, English, Finnish, French, German, Greek, Hebrew, Hungarian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Norwegian, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, Russian, Spanish, Swedish, Turkish and Ukrainian. Arabic and Hebrew versions are available from Winsoft International, Adobe Systems Internationalization and Localization Partner. Specific features for Arabic and Hebrew languages. The Arabic and Hebrew versions are developed specifically for these languages, which are normally written right to left. These versions include special touch-up properties to manage digits, ligatures option and paragraph direction in right-to-left Middle Eastern scripts such as Arabic, Hebrew, and Persian, as well as standard left-to-right Indian scripts such as Devanagari and Gujarati. The web capture feature can convert single web pages or entire websites into PDF files, while preserving the content's original text encoding. Acrobat can also copy Arabic and Hebrew text to the system clipboard in its original encoding. If the target application is also compatible with the text encoding, then the text will appear in the correct script. Security. The latest security bulletins from Adobe are published on their Security Bulletins and Advisories page. There have been security updates for Adobe Reader and Acrobat on January 10, April 10 and August 14, 2012, and January 8, 2013. From version 3.02 onwards, Acrobat Reader has included support for JavaScript. This functionality allows a PDF document creator to include code which executes when the document is read. Malicious PDF files that attempt to attack security vulnerabilities can be attached to links on web pages or distributed as email attachments. While JavaScript is designed without direct access to the file system to make it safe, vulnerabilities have been reported for abusers such as distributing malicious code by Acrobat programs. Adobe applications had already become the most popular client software targets for attackers during the last quarter of 2009. McAfee predicted that Adobe software, especially Reader and Flash, would be the primary target for software attacks during 2010. September 2006 warning: on September 13, 2006, David Kierzowski provided sample PDF files illustrating JavaScript vulnerabilities. Since at least version 6, JavaScript can be disabled using the Preferences menu, and embedded URLs that are launched are intercepted by a security warning dialog box to either allow or block the website from activating. February 2009 warning: on February 19, 2009, Adobe released a security bulletin announcing JavaScript vulnerabilities in Adobe Reader and Acrobat versions 9 and earlier. As a workaround for this issue, US CERT recommended disabling JavaScript in the affected Adobe products, canceling integration with Windows Shell and web browsers, deactivating Adobe Indexing Service, and avoiding all PDF files from external sources. See also, Creative Cloud Controversy, List of PDF software, references. External links, official website.